Whoa, Aussie so huge. What's up, Pause? How's your weekend? You vibing? What would it do? Good SSR today? Probably not. Probably not. We don't got that dusk of dawn shows luck. Doing laundry, your boyfriend cooking up some dinner. You want to do mine while you're at it? I don't really need like laundry. I need like sheets and mush. Absolutely not, bro. I'm crying. Reset an hour is fine. I don't really mean anything to me. It's like the 10 draws, I don't really care. The roulette's usually I'll hold it over if it's like 20 MR, but I don't really care too much for 10 draws. What's up, Zurich? The rest of your day go. Oh, where is that stupid talk? Oh, there it is. More than any other chore, I don't know that bad. I don't actually mind doing my laundry, I'm just lazy. Yeah, I don't particularly mind. I know it's not like super effective, but I don't like waiting. Take dishes over laundry? Dog, ain't no way. How do you take dishes over laundry, bro? You just toss like fucking laundry and you fucking wash it, then you dry it, then you put it away and you're done. And you don't have to worry about it for a while. Dishes, you gotta do dishes all the time. Dishes always needed. The folding and hanging stuff up, good issue. Honestly, it's a good issue. Even when I had to fold stuff up, I was like, shoo, shoo, shoo. Problem is, I don't have a closet or a wardrobe right now, so all my shit gets thrown on the couch. But dishes do my work. But if I had to do dishes at work and then I'd come home and do more dishes, I'd want to burn the world to the ground. I would be ready to burn the world to the ground. It's like I'm the one that puts the dishes away. No, usually if I don't forget too many times, and then mom gets mad at me. It's a trade off. That's fair. Ugh. Oh, bro. So I tried Tiamat not yesterday, I think Sunday, because thanks to the missions, right, I was able to get enough renown honors to get to get all the distinctions I needed for for lumberjack. Oh my god, that was so comfy. It was so much nicer. It still took forever because I had to basically solo it for like 75% of the raid, but it was so much nicer than doing it on any of the other classes I had. I'd imagine probably the only class where it'd probably be even comfier would be on Mana Diver, but I don't have the dagger set up for it. So I'm not gonna worry about it. get you off of this. I can't. But yeah, like I don't mind doing my own laundry. I don't mind taking out the trash, stuff like that. But sometimes there's stuff I come back and I'm like, fuck, I forgot. Like right now, I just came back upstairs and I saw the box behind my chair that I forgot to grab, even though I looked dead at it. Like I was literally downstairs, like closing the door from walking my dog and like locking the door. And I was like, I swear to God, if I go upstairs and I forgot to grab that box, I'm gonna lose my mind. I walked upstairs, I looked right behind my chair, and my piece of shit box was still there. And I was like, I am so dumb. Ooh. No, shit. Fuck that. No, I mean, I still almost killed him. I'm just like a little bit of damage. Whoa, wait, hold up. Oh, wait, no, this is a dark grid. I was like, wait, my gun's not in there. Of course, my gun's not in there. We don't have the Celeste guns yet. That comes out on Thursday? Thursday. Ooh. Tomorrow and maybe Wednesday is probably going to be a day. We're probably going to take the time to try to see if we can luck out and get 2 more guns. Because if we can get 2 more guns, then we'll have 2 full limit break guns. And then we'll be sitting comfy-ish. I need to get the Eternity Sand. That's what that's what I'm gonna try to do today. Because if I can get the Eternity Sand, then I'm gonna just upgrade my shove summon. I think I might have enough animals left over to do that. Maybe not. I'm just looking at the numbers now. Yeah, no, I don't. But basically, we're gonna do the farming thing, and then if there's enough, if there's enough animo, then I'm gonna fully transcend by Chev. Once we're done, go grinding. No, we got the first one done, so it's just like 36, something like that. Yeah, just 36. I did the first step because I wanted the damage up. It'd be from 210. I just know that I don't have any like Omega animas because I used all the ones I had to pull them and break the katana and the gun, and I only have like 14, so I need another like 22. Well, that was the last time I counted, which was when I got the guns on that one stream. So I haven't done it counted since, and I've done, I think except for like one day maybe, I've done my daily house for the rest. So it's probably a little bit less, just a tiny bit. But tomorrow will probably be. That's why I want to try to see if I can get at least the eternity sounds from the missions today, or at least get like as much of it done as I can, and then on I can spend like tomorrow, like probably wrapping it up for for this stuff. Yeah, I did. Fucking Colossus looks sick. I don't know what they did to Celeste, but Colossus looks fucking amazing. Holy shit, from this preview. Like I knew they weren't gonna go back and turn Celeste into a boat, but I didn't expect her to just turn into like a giant fog lady. Even though that didn't stop anybody, like people from being thirsty for her, because Jesus Christ, Twitter. Twitter had me doing a concern. Honestly, this being one's a bit of a joke. There should be like two. I feel at least these being one makes sense. Oh, nice. We got the ticket, baby. But yeah, I was looking at it. I have to do Twitter like on my other one because I'm not logged into Twitter on my but logged into Twitter on my Google. I did Twitter doesn't play nice if you're logged out. What's it going to stop them? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It is interesting though. Like something to note, something I caught is that on the 7th of May, they're doing a rerun of the Tales of Arcarum for Justice, which is really nice. I fully expected them to like make a rerun for it because like cause it's just like I was like, there's no way. Like there's actually people who are just like they're not bringing that back. I was like, bro, there's no way they did all of that just to make it be a one-time thing and never bring it back when it's part of Arcarum. Like, there's no way. Like, I refuse to believe that. Lo and behold, I was correct. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Fucking Colossus, bro. Bruh. That looks sick as fuck. Oh, are they? Nice. All I caught was that they were doing they're adding the relatives to the shop. I didn't know they were also uncapping them. Oh, that sucks though, because that means I have to uncap the. They only have two of them. The two of the fists. Oh, right. Oh, right there. Yeah, I only have two. I need another two. Oh, well, that's whatever. I'm curious if they'll add another skill to it for full limit breaking it because these don't have levels, so it doesn't matter if it actually goes upgraded or not. So that'll be interesting to see. All right, what are the missions I need to do? This will be done tomorrow because I already did my pro skips today. I need to do at least all of these by 1. I need to keep beating up Europa. I still need a bunch. I think I'm still at the 40 mark. Oh, we're at 47. But even then, that's still only like halfway. Like less than halfway. But it'll be fine because I needed to do this. I mean, total 10? Yeah, this will be pretty easy. These should all be pretty easy, honestly. I need Tears of Apocalypse anyway. No, I don't. I still need to do the 100 clears on them. I'm not too happy that they added that for the Magna too, but kind of just is what it is. Kind of just is what it is. Oh no, we do test that first. I'd like to get our stats. I got the axe, but the axe I think is useless. Oh, oh. Nearly out of debt. Shaking my head, bud. Should have been in debt to begin with. Debt. I joke to you, Grandma. Pay me soon. Does that include interest? You know, there's 1 div per day that you're late. Just saying. This game thinks I'm a joke, dude. I'm at Stomp. What's up, bud? Other side of your week on. $500 chaos. What am I gonna do with 500 chaos, man? Oh shit! I meant to keep that. Oops. Oh, people don't. And just pay me back whenever you sell something that's worth divs or whatever. I don't personally care. Like at this point, I'm about to just do the last 2 challenges I need done, which are pretty easy to get done, and then just stop playing the league. I'm done with this league. Like I just don't like the lantern. Like the only thing I like about this league is the all play members. That's it. I don't like the lantern modifiers. I don't like the fucking how much of a pain the corpse crafting is. Like I just don't like any of it. I don't like how I have to atlas like spec my atlas to get like a reliable amount of fucking corpses to drop to even build something halfway decent. Like I just don't care for it. I don't know. To be honest, I think it's just like it's just pent up, just being sick and tired of the state of like melee and slam builds. And then watching the oh bro, I think like what was really the turning point is when I watched the interview, the clip of the interview that the someone had with one of the head devs for it. And the whole time, like me just being like, this guy doesn't like really understand what the fuck the problem is with this game. Like all the things he talked about were just things that weren't real like issues. So I don't understand the corpse crafting. It works off of the crafting modifiers, like the weights. Like when you like for instance, when you drop an item, it's weighted to roll certain things. And so the crafting modifiers is you just fucking around with those weights to guarantee that it rolls what you want. Like you can, if you chuck enough corpses at it, you can basically guarantee getting tier 1 modifiers on the whole thing. You can fracture an entire fucking weapon just about, depending on like what you're trying to do. And it's just like there's a bunch of stuff, but it's all about the weights on the back end. So like for instance, let's say you stack like when you pay attention, if you start stacking like for instance the plus 50 mod tier rating, if you start looking, it starts cutting, like it'll start telling you how much it starts cutting off, where I think like the highest I did at the once was like 66%. Like the 66 lowest percentage, like percent lowest like mod tiers were just could not be rolled. I think the lowest it could roll is like tier 3 on that weapon for that specific like craft of it. And it was just like it's stuff like that. Like it's a lot of stuff that you need to know like crafting wise to do it. There's some simpler stuff. Yeah, like well, there's a weight, but yeah, like some of them are so like for instance, like when you find the ones it's like 500% chaos modifier, right? Like it's multiplying the weight of those mods that can roll on that item to be that by that much, right? Like not exactly 5,000, but it's just like if 6 is 100%, then 500% is 30, or yeah, 500% is 30, 300% is 5,000, like right, like stuff like that. But it requires like a lot of understanding on the of the crafting side of things. Like it's not, it's like you can technically like plug and go, like right, you can just be like, all right, I'm just stack all of these, but there's like min maxy ways to do it, and it's just I don't know, it's just really annoying, and I don't feel like the I'm not interested in a reward that is that requires like 12 maps of investments to get anything worthwhile out of it. Is the problem. Like that's the problem with the corpse crafting right now. Is that the sheer amount of maps you have to run, unless you're just gonna buy it, but to be honest, like even buying it's like a bit of a pain, because it's like you're either running maps for currency to then buy the corpses you want, or you're running maps to farm your own corpses, but then craft. So either way, like basically the crafting part of it is just, it's just like I don't know. It's just it's too convoluted, the entire fucking process. Because like so, for instance, Harvest was also kind of convoluted because Harvest originally you had to manually put all the plants, and like you had to, and like there was no grid. Like it was literally like you had like there was entire fucking spreadsheets for people to figure out like what was the best way to like map out the map out like the harvest thing. So it's not like now, right, where you go into a harvest node and the plots are already set, right? Like you had to manually do it yourself, and there was a lot of like shit going in and out, and like it kind of sucked because it was like it took so much time out of the out of like when you wanted to actually like set up your harvest, like it took so much time out of like playing the game that a lot of people didn't like it. I didn't mind it because I just went like, oh, it's a nice little like I just treated it like a nice little break from playing the game. Like no biggie, no biggie. But it's just like but it was still kind of a pain. But then they made it like better. But the biggest thing is that you didn't have to like interact with it. You weren't forced to, right? Like harvest was still just harvest. Like you still had to go into the portal. The annoying part with like Necropolis is that like I don't give two shits about like if I could just turn off the lantern, that's all I care about. Obviously for me the best thing would be if I could turn off the lantern but keep the all flame members, like just turn off the modifiers. Like I would say that it would be perfect in that way because I just like the all flame members. I like being able to put in breach like and abyss like monsters and being able to just farm them without having to actually incorporate their things into my atlas. Like I think that's really nice. But like I'm so tired of just everything else of the thing. And for the most part, from what I understand, like that seems to be the general case for most people. Is they're just like there's too much shit you have to do to get any return back. And then like for instance, yesterday, right? Um the it's also really weird what they consider a devoted fucking modifier because like so yesterday I ran a map that I was like honestly like it was a little like sus to run like but I was like all right if I'm at least careful like it'll be fine and I didn't realize that one of the modifiers was on pack death spawns tormented ghost and so it spawned a tormented ghost. And then, like at the beginning, the very first pack they kill was one of those, which then went and possessed a fucking rare, which then gave it a skill, the one that like rains down fire on you, like that one, that was also dealing like 100% lightning damage that I couldn't avoid because of the way the fucking mechanic works, and it was so annoying. And I was just like I died like four times trying to kill it because like it would just deal so much damage that I was like, that it's like under a normal circumstance, I could handle it. Like if it didn't have the piece of shit fucking modifiers, it's like it's completely doable under normal circumstance. But because of the fact that they decided to have this map like these lantern modifiers that I cannot turn off, I cannot re-roll them, and I can't do anything to that map once I like activate it. So basically the map's dead. Because you can't pull the map back out once you're done. Like basically it just borderline like it basically just broke that whole map for that build because like to be fair that was a map that would have been kind of it was a map that it was like it was something that I would have had to been like really careful with running on like a when it in its regular state, let alone with the stupid modifiers, and it was just really fucking annoying. Not to mention it's super annoying that like more often than not like because like for instance that was the only like quote unquote good modifier, like that was the only good modifier in that entire like lantern was that possessed one, which to me is not a like a bonus modifier. Like that modifier has fucked me over I don't know how many times. Everything else was just like everything else was negative. Like there was not an empty slot. There was like gains max life as energy shield, gains like all like I think there was a crit one in there. There was like one where all damage ignites. Like it was so annoying. Like what is it? I think my dual strike of ambidexterity, that build, the very first map I ran on that build had extra damage, or it's like 30% of damage is extra chaos damage, like all damage as extra chaos damage, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how is this allowed on a white tier map for it to just have extra chaos damage when that's a state that like 90% of the builds in the game are going to have like minus 60% chaos damage? Like that's impossible to run unless you're like a chaos inoculated build, which to be fair most of those builds don't take that node as far as I know until they're like level 90 or something like that. Like it's so dumb. Like there's just so much stuff like in this league that a lot of us are just like, what the fuck? And mind you, like, what is it? It's ironic because one of the recent interviews just before the league started had one of their other head developers who was like, "Oh yeah, look, we're doing this thing and we're changing the end game with from sextants to like scarabs and stuff because we want players to be able to play their own way. You know, players can play the way they want, should be able to play the way they want to play the game. Blah blah blah, la di da." And then they have a league mechanic that you can't turn off. Like, what the fuck? Like, you have to be kidding me. Like, there's no way you sit there and literally like a week before and you say something like that, and then you full well knowing you're introducing a fucking like league mechanic that you can't turn off. Like, it's so dumb. Should be able to turn off at least two of the modifiers. Honestly, I think it should like. I think it needs to be because like the problem is I think they put too much weight into the into the crafting side of things, because yeah, you can do some really fucking crazy busted ass crafts, right? Like there's people pumping out all tier one, but half of the thing is fractured, like, you know, double, you know, influenced items, like stuff like that, or like influence fractured items and shit like that, which was like not possible before, and shit like that, like for through corpse crafting. But at the end of the day, like the majority of your player base, which is like a majority of which is casual, is not going to give two shits about any of that, and is just not going to play around that. And then they're going to be sitting there being like, "Man, I love getting crit to death instantly by a pack of mobs in a map that should be basically free." Because I've had yellow maps kill my level 93 or like Bama archer who can clear tier 16s just fine, because they'll roll like 300% crit modifier, or like damage always crits, like stuff like that, and there's like no return on it, right? Like there's just so much wrong with this league that like it's like I honestly think it's because of PoE2, and not like because PoE2 exists. I just mean it's the fact that I think they're spending too much time, like too much manpower on PoE2, that like simple shit like being able to turn the lantern off if you don't want to partake into it, like just flew under the radar as a thing they should do. When goodness, that was a tap on accident. It's fine. It's just me bitching about it for like 10 seconds. No, it's just me getting annoyed because it's just like there's really easy ways to fix this, in my opinion. Because like the way they even it out, right? They're like, well, it's like I don't know if you noticed, button, but it shows you like be more explained for newer players. Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, I had no idea how the fuck it worked until I saw a video of someone who knew what they were doing. I have like almost 1,000 hours in the Path of Exile. I had no idea how the fuck the crafting was supposed to work. Like, I honestly just did not know until someone was like, "Oh yeah, it's this. It's working off of this. You need to use, yeah, you know, this is how this works." Should I understand that? It's just, I don't know. It's just how my brain works. It was really easy to figure out what you were trying to mean. I mean, like literally, it was only just two words, right? The show was the one that threw me off for like half a second. But my brain, like as soon as I just read your whole sentence like in one go, it's how the human brain works. Like you can take a sentence and like take two words out and then just leave the rest of the sentence, and the human brain will just fill it in with the words that are supposed to be in there. It does it all the time. There was a test that there was a what is it? It was like a test they did where they took one letter of every single word and kind of and moved its positioning in a sentence and would have people read it, and like people would just read the sentence like without trying. They would just read it all in just one go. So imagine having dyslexia. I have like, I don't know if it's a thing. I have word dyslexia. Like I'll flip words in the entire sentence. Right? Like if that was me, I would have been like, the explained should be crafted more for players newer like I. Like when mine acts up, that's what it's like. Is when I do it. I flip entire words in a sentence. I don't do like the letters. Supposedly it's a form of dyslexia. I don't fucking know. I just say my brain goes dumb and like just thinks faster than it's supposed to, and then tries to correct itself without actually correcting itself. But yeah, no, the problem is just like there's like too like, to be fair, it's just that crafting leagues are always kind of like rough. Like that's always been the case, and pretty much all of them is they've always been pretty not very. uh at least like at the beginning, not very new player friendly in most cases, because like harvest, like actually doing the harvest wasn't too bad, but like learning like what juice to get to do what things like in the its initial inception was actually like pretty rough. Like it was pretty rough to figure out. But oh yeah, I'm terrible at that. Sometimes if I'm listening to a video, I'm trying to type something out, I start typing out what the video says, like halfway through the sentence, and I'm just like, what the fuck? But I feel like I think that's just normal though. That happens to a lot of people I know. But it's just like, yeah, it's just a case of they know, like they should have known better on certain things and they didn't. Like for instance, so the payoff, right, to the negative modifiers, like I don't know if you noticed, but like there's a little number in the bottom left corner, like next to where the picture is, that has a percentage with a coffin, which basically tells you the percentage chance of that mob dropping a coffin or an all flame ember. So the harder the mods, like the higher the mods are, the higher the chance to yeah, the 60 to 180 to like 200, like stuff like that, like that's the chance for that mob to drop to drop like an all flame ember or a coffin, and that's supposed to be the trade-off. So like the higher you have the mods, right, the higher your chance to get the to get that to get a coffin or all flame member. But the problem is that you now have this mod on a monster that could potentially be really, really like terrible. Like could, like for instance, like the crit one. Like let's just use that one as an example. You know, you look at it and you all of a sudden all you see is like predominantly everything on there is something you don't want critting you, but you want corpses and all flame members, and then you're just like, well, shit, what do I do? Right? Like here's this mod that'll basically one shot me because everything's gonna shotgun me to death, but it gives me the highest chance for coffins and all flame members, and and that's what I want, like that kind of deal. And yeah, there's like ways around it because like you can swap it for like frogs and rats and like shit like that. But like again, you'd have to have those all flame embers to begin with, and then to consistently have it to counteract all the negative modifiers, like just that's yeah, good luck with that. And instead, what they should have done is they should have just been like they should have done that and been like, oh, and then the quantity of items this monster drops is higher. Because the point is that's still only affected by map modifiers. Like that doesn't get affected at all by the by that modifier, as far as I know. And then there's also the fact that you basically need to like spec into the two left side Necropolis Atlas nodes. It's basically been discovered that the right side Necropolis like cluster is kind of useless. Like I think the only thing it's good for is if you want to is if you want to farm like Brandis packs. So you take the unique one. But even then, that's like kind of whatever. But they basically did, at least like from one of the videos I was watching, they basically discovered that that right cluster is just useless. Like you're better off taking the two left ones. And then depending on what you're looking for, you take either the top or the bottom on this on the bottom left hand one. Yeah, on the Atlas. Like you know how they're all grouped, right? Where you have like the essence one has a bunch of essence cluster, like there's like a cluster of essence passives around one thing, one node, like on the Atlas passive tree. Yeah. So like the big corpse on the bottom left, and then on the top left, there's like a smaller, like curved one. Both of those are the ones you take if you're actually trying to interact with the league mechanic, because those are the two best ones. The one on the right's kind of just not really needed. Almost all the Atlas trees I've seen that like are Necropolis farming for stuff don't take the right one. Yeah, I mean to be fair, like you wouldn't really know it unless you pathed out that far. Which the only reason you're pathing out that far is to get to like Legion or Breach. So if you didn't make an Atlas tree for either of those, then you never really got anywhere near it. There's the corpse stuff in it, yeah, but that's also because Delirium's on the left hand side. Like Delirium, Ritual, Alvas, stuff like that. That's all stacked to the left. So a lot of times it's pretty easy to grab like the left. That's why you grab those because it's all like in the same area. The Syrian Exarch altars are also on the left, like stuff like that. Like that's the reason why. If you've ever wondered why certain things are like clumped together, there's usually two reasons why Atlas like the Atlas trees have like stuff like put together. And that's one of two reasons. Either reason number one is because they synergize really well together. So like for instance, uh say you're like for instance the XP one, right? A lot of people they path their Atlas for obviously Nico, shrines, and then they either go Abyss or Breach because all of that together synergizes because you have a lot of like they work together, right? Because Breach and Abyss, especially Abyss gives you a shit ton of magic monsters once you're like fully like spec for it, and it's just really good. Uh, or it's because everything's like the pathing works. Like you know, if you're gonna path to it, you pass by a lot of these other like clusters that generally work together of like Atlas passive nodes. So that's the other reason why usually trees will be like clumped together like that. And then you have a couple like weird trees that they just take everything on its mother from like a little bit from over here, a little bit from over there, and they're just going up and around and crazy and shit. But that's more like super end gamey stuff more often than not. But yeah, so like to be honest, the biggest problem, like I think like the league mechanic, in all honesty, like I think it's mostly just that you're forced to interact with it. Because realistically speaking, none of the corpses matter if they're lower than level 80. Like they really don't. Especially on like your second, third character, like they just don't matter. Like anything lower than level 80 just doesn't matter. So having the lantern on from like lower levels doesn't do much for you because like the risk of getting a bunch of negative modifiers that might brick the map for your build versus getting something useful, like for instance the chaos orb one I got where I walked out with like almost 50 chaos orbs. No, more, yeah, like I had like what 47 or something. Like the only reason I walked out with that many was because I had an all flame members of Rogue Exiles. Because if you combine those together, you get a lot, and that's not just for Chaos Orbs. It's just anything that converts weapons into whatever currency type. Like you, you combine them with the Rogue Exiles, and the Rogue Exiles just drop a shit ton of weapons, like most of the time. So you're getting like usually 4 to 5 plus each. Like I think I have one or two more, which I want for. I need one for Orbs of Regret, and I don't know for Ball Orbs. Yeah. Yeah, I mean it would have been more expensive if it wasn't for the fact that that it wasn't for I didn't mean regrets, I meant the other one, the Atlas respec one. I don't really need orbs of regret right now. I think I have like 10. But nothing I build needs that many right now. Because I was trying to make a another tree or respec another tree for the Rogue Exile one. No, that's like I said, like I don't really plan on playing much more of this league. I'm kind of fed up with it. The fastest league, yeah. It's because of it's because one, all of the all of the fucking exploits early on, and then two, like the crafting just made so much stuff just so cheap because like who's gonna spend a lot of money on something that's like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 when people are selling like half of a fraction item that like has 3 fractured mods that's tier 1 from top to bottom. Like Like that's gonna just drop the value on everything. Welcome in, Chukaland. And then that's not to mention that due to how like people are running the league, right? Uh, it made divines way cheaper because well, you don't really need divines because you have a divine coffin that does the same thing but better. That you can just chuck into your crafting, and then you have instead you need alch orbs and chaos orbs to reroll maps to then chuck it in and hope that you get people are just fishing for their modifiers. So you start combining a lot of that together, and it's just like a lot of stuff just starts losing value. A lot of the crafting stuff like lost value. Like I honestly think it was a big mistake for them to change the um to change so much of the end game while also doing it on a league that heavily affects the end game. Like if that makes sense, right? Like in regards to like crafting and stuff like that and making money. Because like for instance, we don't actually know what scarabs are actually going to be really, really good because it's a little bloated with some of the stuff. Like we kind of do. MP's been doing like some testing and stuff, but I still feel like it's not going to be as like accurate because of the lantern modifiers for some of them, depending on what she did. But they're so much better than anything else right now. Yeah. Well, that's a double issue, right? Because it's just like they want to do this weird thing with like T17s, where ironically enough, it's supposed to bridge the gap between Ubers and non-Uber content and Uber content. But from what I've heard from people who play a lot of Uber content, like they can take a viable build that can kill Ubers all day every day, but they can't clear a tier 17 map with it. They kind of have to like build a specific map, like build for it. Yeah, and it's a lot of times just because of how shitty the modifiers are. I I was rolling when they were talking about that one mod where every time you kill like an enemy, it buffs everything else on the map, and I'm like, who thought that was a good idea? Like we were talking about you kill like one white pack at the beginning, and all of a sudden like the fucking blue pack next to it is harder than an Uber boss. Like I'm just sitting here like, why? Like, bro, so weird. That and a lot of people don't like how like you can't run them scoured, right? Like they have to be out. So getting the fragments is kind of a pain. Get a Progenesis to be tanking it for T17s. Yeah, I've been like I think like every single build I've seen for like a tier 17 farmer, they're just like here's a Mage Blood, here's a Progenesis, here's a Elandra's ring, and then you get to go. Like you're just like, all right, shit. Like, you just dump out like like two mirrors and a couple hundred divines, and I'm good to go. The Div Lantern made 300 Div in one map. How old is that? I know like there's been a lot of those clips, but I know some of those are a week or two ago. Yeah, then that was before they did the changes. Can't really do that anymore. Or you kind of can, but I think you need to do it in like tier 17s. Like you can't really do it in like lower maps anymore. Yeah, like it has to be from like week one or like just before they patched it. Because like when they nerfed the first divine one, there was another one that came out like right after that they also had to nerf. Because there's been like what I think 6 different farming strats they've had to nerf in the first like 2 weeks because they were just too strong. Like, and I mean to be fair, at least like one that I know of was because of a bug. Which, as far as I know, the actual strat itself still kind of works. It just doesn't work as effectively because the bug got fixed. But like the meat sack farming one was the one where you could get back. You would go back to the basics, and then it would still have the necropolis effect for because like spawning ghosts, which it wasn't supposed to. So I know that one was due to a bug, but like there was the Rogue Exile ones. There was just so many of them. So what meat sacks does is it replaces. Right, it does. It's see, this is the other problem with the league is there's certain things that don't really get explained well. Meat sacks have really high HP and really high quant and rarity built into their like existence as it is. But like, there's a strat right now that in tier 17s you basically just replace a bunch of stuff with meat sacks, and then you take a bunch of possessed nodes and you like basically take a bunch of rare meat sacks and possess them, and then you kill them, and they explode with like loot pinatas because they have really high quantity rarity built into their own like basically existence. They exist as loot pinatas. Now, granted, they're really hard to kill because they have a lot of HP and they do a lot of damage, and then now they're being possessed. So, but I can tell you that meat sacks fucking suck because there was one time I accidentally put meat sacks on my on one of my essence farming runs, and I put meat sacks on one of the higher up units, and like half of my essences were like meat sack essences, and they had like 4 to 6 essences each, and that was pain. It took me so long to kill a single one because they were so tanky. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If I'm not saying the meat sack one specifically was only really worth on, uh, is only being ran on T17. So I don't think it's like very. From what I understand, it's not like super worth to do that on lower maps. If you're doing lower maps, apparently the ones that's worth is still the Rogue Exile strat, because even though it's not as insane as it was before, all they really did was nerf the pack size for the Rogue Exiles thing, and even then, the Rogue Exile all Flame Embers actually weren't really affected by the Atlas tree, so it didn't really matter too much. Except I think they were affected by like the possessed side, but not the other side. So like if you're looking for uniques, it's really easy to just do the Rogue Exile Possess strat, and you can get a shit ton of uniques. And that one you can do on some pretty decently lower maps and get a good amount of stuff. Like basically you can do it as low as anything that's just level, I think, what, 75? If you have to because that gives you a chance at a mage blood. A really low chance, but chance nonetheless. I mean, I got like 2, 3 tastes of hate last league, running like scoured maps for Phantasmagoria. So I think that's the one, right? You never know. A lot of money through Scarabs. Yeah, Scarabs is actually where a lot of the money is right now. Scarabs and maps. Ironically enough, if you're willing to sell bulk, there's a lot of money there because people need a lot to fund a lot of those higher end strats. You know, something else I don't like is I don't like that they attached the 5 slot map modifier to tier 17s. I think that was such a stupid thing. I feel like, well, I'll reiterate. It's a stupid thing that they only attached it to tier 17s. I think if it was a case of you can either do a 4-way or you can do a tier 17 to get your 5 slot map mod, like 5 slot map device, wouldn't have been that bad of a deal. Especially considering that the 5 slot kind of was built around the whole 5-way thing. GGG, classic forgetting what something they made for was. But I think if it was like you can do this or you can do that, I don't think people would have had a problem with it too much. But I've seen a lot of people not happy because, like, for instance, like I think that's part of the other reason why people are so miffed right now is that like half of the farming strats revolve around 4 scarabs. If you haven't cleared a T17 map, you can't do them because there are strats that just don't work without all 5 scarabs or all 4 scarabs with the map. Like that's what they're designed for, right? Like the farming strats, I mean specifically. Like not a lot of people are putting out like content for just a basic 3 scarabs and a map, and it annoys a lot of people because instead of having this easy way to get it, which is just run a real quick 4-way and be done with it, they have to run a tier 17, and it's just like cool. So the guys who are already getting rich because they're running T17s can now get even richer because they have access to a 5th map slot that lower level players don't have. And I'm just like, how did you not know that was going to be a bad idea? Like, I really hope that's one of the things I hope they revert. At the very least, make it where like, um, where 4 ways gives you the 5 slot map device again. Because I don't think it's smart to like add it to T17s. They're never gonna be. They need to understand that they're never gonna be able to make content that's going to get more people to do Ubers than actually people that want to do Ubers. Like, I don't think they understand this. Like, it's a bad idea to try to like be like, oh yeah, T17s is gonna bridge the gap to Ubers, and then we're gonna lock stuff behind it that was originally. That's the big caveat, right? We're gonna lock stuff that was originally available somewhere else, the T17s, which are designed to bridge the gap between T16s to Ubers. There's a lot of people that don't care about doing their T16s past their Atlas like progression. Like, there's a lot of people that don't. Like, I'm someone I still haven't even gotten all 4 watchdowns because I don't play a league long enough because I just get bored. Bosses harder to nerf the modifiers. Yeah, even though they also need to kind of work on some of the finding out some of the boss mechanics. I've heard a lot of them have like buggy mechanics and stuff. Like how fighting Katarina, uh, she'll leave like invisible degen like puddles that you can't see. Stuff like that. But yeah, like I find it really weird that like the map is like extremely hard when it's supposed to bridge the content to Ubers, but Ubers are all boss fights. Because it's like you have mapping builds and you have bossing builds. Also, thank you for the follow. Interesting. And if you didn't have to have the distinction between the two, then you wouldn't have a mapper and a bosser. So the fact that they're like, oh yeah, the map's really hard, but the boss is like kind of whatever, or just everything's really hard. Because I heard, which one is it? I think it's the stronghold one's like considered like the easiest one from what I've heard. Stuff like that. Because like people just like speed run to the boss, right? Like they just ignore the map and just go to the boss if they're trying to get fragged. Even though that's technically a waste of money unless you're farming them yourself. Like the maps, I mean. The toughest one. Yeah. I've heard like mechanically, yeah, that Abomination's like the worst one. But I've heard that like Katarina's is like pretty second if you have a build that, is bad with degens and you're not like killing her fast enough because then the puddles just go invisible and you're just kind of crying. But I'm not personally someone like obviously I want T17s to be playable for everybody, but it's just like I don't know. I think they're going about it the wrong way personally. Like I think it's good that they split the the Uber thing, right? Where it's not using the same invitation. But I think what they should have done is like T16s should have like a really low chance to drop fragments, and then T17s have like a guaranteed chance to drop like multiple fragments. That's the other thing I've heard people like not too happy about. People want them to like have multiple fragment drops because it just takes too long. You may like it's funny because if you try to like actually, from what I understand right now for Ubers, the uniques like aren't that great aside from like Progenesis and then what is it? The Sirius Flask I think is the other one that's worth a decent amount aside from like Forbidden Flesh and stuff like that. Flesh and Flames. Um but you basically lose money trying to do an Uber fight because like it's so expensive to get the fragments because it's so rough to get the fragments. And it's just like it's just like what? Like there's just so many things that you're just sitting there that you're like I feel like is always gonna be an issue. Well yeah, but I mean like for instance, if we're talking about like let's look at like barrier to entry for like just doing regular bosses, right? Which arguably also have plenty of like really good stuff depending on what you're trying to do. You just need to run like you don't even need to run super crazy maps. You can literally just want to run white maps to just do your Exarch Eater runs, right? And then you can get plenty of invitations and you can keep doing it, right? Like that was the beauty of the previous system is that you can just keep running those and you can farm up a bunch of invitations, respec your tree to go to do Ubers, and then you can just try to do Ubers and you're not really losing money. If anything, you're losing money running them normally. Now you have a map that you don't even know if you can run it that drops a fragment that they're going to charge you more than even some of the best items you can get. Period. Because I don't even mean in terms of trade league. Like you can run an Uber like an Uber boss and not get something usable. Because like some of the Uber uniques are kind of cool, but like for the most part, most of them are pretty niche or just don't really work too well. I know what is it? I know the Rage one, right? The Rage Caster one has kind of been a bit of a popular one. I think that's like the only one from like the new ones. But like, what is it? I think they moved the helmet, right? The Slam helmet, the one that's like like the only reason you really use it is because well, it's technically like a really good helmet for slams. It's like also kind of whatever. The That's one of the Uber drops. Like, why is that an Uber drop? Like, it's an Uber drop for a build that doesn't really even see use. Like, it's just really weird the way it is. Like, if you get that, you just basically just now need to go get 5 more fragments, which just is a pain. Use the fortified gloves. I've seen a couple builds use the fortified gloves. Not too many though, just because like there's other ways to get fortify is the main issue. So I think what is it? Was there a lightning strike build? Might have been a lightning strike build. The only one I've heard a lot of was the rage ones. I've heard some people trying some of the other ones, and they're like, oh, they're all right. Because that's the other point is a lot of people are saying that like it's just like sometimes it's just like you do all this farming to get an Uber fragment to then feel like you didn't get anything out of it, just period, right? You didn't get a cool item for a build, you didn't get something that you could sell that's worth anything, like stuff like that. Because like I'm someone who I play in trade league, but I play solo Southbound in trade league. Like the only reason I don't play SSF is because I don't get anything. Um, I don't get anything, extra from playing SSF. And like, there's people I know that play trade, and if I ever get anything they could use, I just toss it their way, and I wouldn't be able to do that if I was in solo stuff on. So that's why I just play in trade league. But like, so I don't really particularly care about trade values for stuff. But like, it's just a lot of people say they're just not satisfactory. Yeah, because they did what? They split the pool in half, I think is what they did, right? Like they took like half the pool and they put half in the regular bosses and the other half in like Uber bosses, and then they added like Uber like the new uniques, something like that. Which I don't necessarily think is a bad thing. It's just I think that if they're gonna do that, they need to buff the Uber boss ones a little bit more. Like I don't know. I personally don't know enough of the top end to like really have like an opinion on it outside of from what I've heard. Because like I just don't have the drive to go for like Ubers. Like I do tier 16s, I get 2 watchdowns. I call it good. I go from there. I try to get my like challenges done for the full tier 1 set, and then usually I just quit. To be fair, part of that is just because I'm also a melee enthusiast, and melee is kind of a shit show right now. So, maybe 3.25 copium. So usually what ends up happening is I'll play like Bone Shatter or something, and then I'll basically get to a cap where the sheer amount of like time investment I would need in order to get something to do better is just too much compared to how much patience I have left for the game. And then I just, finish my challenges and call it quits. Like for instance, I could finish like I'm probably gonna do that probably sometime over the weekend. Like I'm 2 challenges off from finishing 16 challenges. The only reason I haven't finished it is because I haven't really uh I haven't like I have 2 really easy Necropolis ones that I just haven't interacted enough with the mechanic to get done. 300 div, juice 1 build, call it like after farming for a week or so. Based. Usually I like casually play for like usually around a month. Like usually I'll play like a lot on the first like week or so like everybody else does. But then like I'll casually like peter out off of that usually like 2 or 3 weeks. Well, it kind of depends. Kind of depends. Because I'm streaming it, usually I'll do it for a little longer. But then like I pretty much hit like a point where I stop streaming it, then I'll play it only on the weekends, and then I just stop playing. I just wait for the next league or for events if they do events, because that's kind of nice. The MTXs. But yeah, I don't know. I think like honestly, I think part of it is just and I say this due to like previous experience of like playing Monster Hunter World is where I'm pulling this experience from, and from some other from playing MMOs and stuff over the years. But like for instance, Monster Hunter World, when it first released on console, like everybody forgets about it nowadays. Monster Hunter World had so many complaints when it first released on console because the the um the content pipeline was very small. Like they would drop a little bit and then they'd go months without dropping anything else. And then magically, after they released the PC version of the game, content started dropping like hotcakes, like at such a like crazy interval compared to before, that like people now regard it as like one of, like a really great game. Like to be fair, it's like one of my favorites. But like people who don't generally play Monster Hunter that I know have rated it in their top 5 games, and it's just like I feel like PoE is having that problem right now where they're devoting so much like time to PoE 2 that PoE 1 is kind of suffering a little bit in certain regards to like specifically like just little oversights that I feel would have made this league better, that I think if they had like full focused on this league they would have been fine. And stuff like that. Like stuff probably wouldn't have gone under the radar as much. Granted, I think the big issue is that they did this Scarab shakeup with at the same time while also adding the lantern mechanic, which I feel like that's kind of a bad idea to like have mixed together, but that's what it is. Like I think if they had done something like Crucible League and then the Scarab mechanics at the same time, it wouldn't have been as big of a problem. Because Crucible League just added like literally nothing. Like, well, not nothing, right? Because we had the Explodey Totem build and stuff like that from it, but like it wasn't as big as like a shakeup on the in the entirety of like the dynamic of the league and how like items and all that work, while also and I think like a league like that mixed with the Scarab and T17 changes would have given them a lot more leeway to be able to be like, all right, we can put more focus on the Scarabs and the T17s. It's just gonna be like a piece of shit Fairly League, carry on with life, that kind of thing. But instead they did this like really big, here's a lantern that has all these modifiers, here's all flame embers, here's crafting, here's like they jam-packed so much stuff into the end of the league. And then they're like, we're gonna add like league stuff to the Atlas tree. So that way to try that out also for the first time. Which I think for the most part, the general consensus from everybody I've seen has been please don't do it again. So, there's that. Um but but it's just like I think they did too much stuff at the same time. That then it's kind of just like, man, we have like 26 different moving parts and now we don't know which one's the actual problem. Which is not a specific issue to GGG. That's just an issue with like game companies in general do that a lot. Well, they'll change like 20 different things and then be like, oh shit, which one's the problem? And then they'll try to like, fix 20 different things, like little things here and there, and then it ends up that like the only real issue was like 2 things over here that if they had just, done this one thing would have been completely done and dusted. Like that kind of deal. Or if they had just, instead of doing 20 different changes at once, they had done like, 5 here, 5 there, 5 here, 5 there, and kind of implement it. Like that's a common problem in gaming though for like online games. But it's just like I feel like this league has that, is they have too many resources devoted to like another project, and then on top of that they they changed way too many moving parts at the same time while adding too many moving parts, which then I think is what led to all of these like crazy farming strats and stuff like that to come out that otherwise I don't think would have existed. What's up, Zephy? But I mean, what do I know? I only have like 1,000 hours in Path of Exile. I don't know anything about the game. Just play the game. I need to stop because I'm gonna circle back to like the melee interview that I read, and just thinking about it makes me mad. just, just thinking about it makes me mad. This man had the fucking audacity to be like, distance is not the main problem for melee, because actually it's easier to dodge an art, a cone attack. when you're in close range and when you're in far range. And I'm like, holy shit. When did they add a range minimums to Path of Exile? Damn, I better tell the bow people to stop getting close to the boss to dodge the conal attacks. Like, like holy, I gotta tell them they're not allowed to do that. That's against the rules. I'll be. I'm chilling. Chilling, just griping about Path of Exile. To be fair, it's mostly the critiquing. I consider like my critiques of Path of Exile and GGG a little bit better than what I've seen on the forum because like there's bro when I had like when I had my dual strike build getting like blasted with some of the lantern mods, I was so mad and I was about to go to the forums and I was like, there has to be other people that agree. And then like the stuff I saw people writing like calmed me down because I was like, damn, y'all something else. Y'all don't really think before you put stuff, do you? Like people are getting crazy in the forums. What do I expect? I played World of Warcraft for like almost 10 years. I should have known better. They never detonated dead. They did say, so I will give them a bit leeway with that. Apparently, there is an interview on YouTube. I haven't seen it personally. I heard it from, I think it was Steel Mage? Steel Mage or Zizarin. I was watching one of their videos. Um, Apparently the problem with Detonate Dead, what happened was it was a case of it was on the like the table to like get balanced, but they just didn't have enough time to get to it. Which was, from what I understand, at least that's what they're saying and going with. Which, to be honest, I think is a pretty viable excuse with everything they have that they're trying to do. Now, I mean, some other people did bring up a point which is very valid, which is like, well, all of these other skills that were just as competitive got nerfed, but you didn't, so it brings into question like their importance, like prioritization of things. You're just like, you nerfed all of these other builds, some of which have only just been you know, prevalent in more recent leagues and got, their legs chopped out from under them. But Detonate Dead, which has been pretty solid for a long time, was untouched. A lot of people have had a little bit of questions for that, but I was like, you know what, they have a lot of stuff they're trying to do, so I'll give them the pass on that. Tornado Shot got gutted. So I've heard. I haven't seen many people lamenting the Tornado Shot nerfs. Yeah, but it's just like there's definitely like the excuse they gave was acceptable, but there was also enough counterpoints that I'm like, it kind of goes both ways, and so we're just gonna call it even. Like it's pretty much all but guaranteed that next league it's going to get nerfed. How much? We don't know, because supposedly the Penance brand transfigured gem got nerfed, and from what I heard, that thing still basically deletes everything. So probably won't get nerfed into the ground, or it may get nerfed into the ground. Who knows? We'll see. I mean, there's 3 different builds that you run it, so I'm pretty sure one of them will probably still be viable. But it's just like, I don't know. Like I said, I'm more of a melee enthusiast, so I like, to me, like what range builds get buffed and nerfed kind of don't mean a whole lot. Like I look at the patch notes and there's nothing about like melee skills I don't care. Actually, to be more accurate, if there's nothing about slam builds I don't care. I play Bone Shatter just because I want to play melee or Dual Strike or Ambidextrity, Dexterity, which is the more recent one that I'm like, oh, I'll give it a try. It doesn't feel as good as Bone Shatter, if I'm perfectly honest. But I had like all the items for it, so I was like, yeah, may as well. But then I got fed up when my Juggernaut got like shotgun to death 3 maps in a row to crit mobs because of funny lantern mods. And play everything. I mean, to be fair, I've been playing more recently. This league, I started Righteous Fire, got fed up with how it played before even getting the end game. So then I farmed what I needed for Bama, and then that became my actual first build into maps, which to be fair did really good. That was actually a really solid build. I don't know if I'd ever play it again, but it's really good. Um And then from there, I kind of just dabbled into other stuff. Like I repurposed my Righteous Fire Chieftain into a Fire Tornado with a new Tornado gem, the Turbulence one. That honestly like felt fun. I just don't know how to make it stronger. That's actually probably my favorite build this league is my Chief Fire Tornado Chieftain. I just don't know how to make it better without like buying like Uber items. And like I said, I like to play SSF style, so it's kind of like a case of like, well, shit ain't getting done then. But and then I made a champion that I made for Earthquake. I saw an Earthquake champion build, and then I was like, Earthquake still kind of feels as meh as it did before. And then I had a dual strike of ambidexterity, which was originally a berserker build that I hated. So then I completely rescaled it into a juggernaut dual strike trauma build, which honestly didn't feel that bad. Didn't feel as good as Bone Shatter. So that might end up just turning into a Bone Shatter build. Um, One of them will turn to a Bone Shatter build because I have both of the Transfigure gems. Um, but for the most part, no, kind of whatever. And then I did a cast on crit detonate dead. Um, Cast on crit detonate dead character is my latest one that I'm trying out. I think he's died the most out of everything because I have no idea what I'm doing on that build. When X saying minor into Fulcrum, uh, the body swap one. I say Slinkster. I think started out as well. I think he's still because I think he's only played like one build. Slinkster, I think, has then been doing the exsanguinate minor on a trickster. Was fast mapper. Fair. To be honest, I think I'm just gonna go back to just playing melee builds. This league was like the one league I decided to like branch out the most, which is why like most of my builds are either some sort of spellcaster or melee or ranged build. Like they're all ranged builds. I think I'm just gonna go back to melee builds. I've been doing them too much that it's just like for instance last league I was able to like I wasn't able to do anything crazy with it. Right? Like I didn't kill Ubers or anything with it, but I took the last rate of butchering. I got it to I think like level 93 casually and then just that thing cleared my atlas, got 2 watchstones with it. Like I definitely could have done more if I'd played more on it. I was just didn't really feel like it. And it kind of fell to the same problem that like my tornado one has. I just don't know how to make it stronger without like some sort of really high investment of like probably like into trade stuff, and I just don't want to do that. So I just stopped playing. But I got like most of the challenges done. Or I think like all of the tier 1 challenges done. What sort of chieftain next league start? I want to make a fire slam chieftain. I really do. Chieftain's fun, especially with the explosions. The rework's still kind of a little weird, I feel, but it's still pretty fun. If I knew how to if I knew how to like make it stronger, I like my like tornado chieftain build is probably the one I'd still be playing to this day. Like to be fair, well the answer is easy, it's just do necropolis crafting, but I don't know enough about what I'd have to like try to do because I think I'd have to like do double bean daggers to try to get +1 spell, +1 fire gems to get like +4 on the tornado thing into I probably need a replica Dragon's Fang. Either that or maybe a Yoke of Suffering. I don't know. I don't know enough about it. That's probably the one build from this league that I'll probably keep trying. Yeah, no. I mean, to be fair, I have the right now. I have technically what should we call it? Like, in all honestly, getting +4 off of with just 2 daggers for the tornado, the transfigured on it, is like ridiculously easy. It literally has almost every single skill tag bar like attack, and I think like one other one. I think it has literally almost all of them. Oh, and chaos. I think those are like the only 2 tags it doesn't have. It has like all the elemental ones. It has physical. It has AOE. It has like duration. Like it has like it's like it's so easy to get daggers for the tornado. In all honesty, because like I'm right now I'm just using 2 daggers that I just harvest like caster reforged until it gave me +1. Well, one of them has. I think actually no, do they both? No, I think one of them only has +1. The other one has like 2 different +1s. I have like +3 total. But yeah, he has like I forget what it was. I think I shed button my like my resistances on that chieftain. I think it's like 250 or something for fire, which is still pretty low. Like I need it higher than that. I think my life region was like just under 1,000, which is also still a little low. It's a little low for how the build works, since like regions like predominantly are defensive on chieftain. Yeah, I mean the caveat is that like it's just like I don't know. I've lost a little bit of the patience for the league to get the corpses and stuff. Because like it'd be pretty easy too. I think I have a couple like gem modifier ones and stuff like that. It's just I don't know if I care enough to actually like do it right. But I've just been doing harvest. Yeah, like at least for the chieftain, I've just harvest reforged a lot of his stuff. Because he just felt really fun. You just throw 3 fire tornadoes and you just watch like half the map blow up, and you're just like sick. Look at how long it takes to kill these fights. I think I might do a couple more, then I'll just hop over and then try to get like the 10 Dark Rapture Hards and uh Bajas and stuff like that done. Stuff that's like pretty quick and easy. I don't need the course. Need courses. I mean, you still need to do like a couple of them because I'd have to try to like I have to look into like what tags have what, because like you don't want it to roll socketed gems at all. Like it'd have to be like you'd want it to be specifically be like +1 physical, +1 fire, +1 cold, plus like stuff like that. Because you can still get the socketed ones on stuff. Like I would probably like cut out the. I'd have to get at least like some of the physical modifiers or scarcer kind of deal, because those are usually the ones that have the socketed jeweled like ones. Because everything else is like it doesn't really matter. Like having +1 fire, +1 spell gems would be nice because then it would also affect righteous fire, but it's not like as big of a deal. That's just getting like +1 to anything elemental in nature. I should just use hers. Pay attention to her charge bar. But I think right now I have one dagger with +1 to fire, and then the other dagger is +1 physical, +1 spell. Or +3 together. So I have like +3 to tornado, and then +2. I'm so tired, my brain can't math. +2 to my righteous fire. Which, to be fair, is there more just for the extra stuff. Use cold irons? Yeah, I mean that's what the build called for. Is this for two? Well, it'd have to be two replicas because the regular cold irons like make it so you can't deal elemental damage. So I wouldn't be able to do the fire tornado convert. Which I thought about doing. Because that build is actually pretty good for heist. Because you just the tornadoes do the tracking for you. So yeah, I just sit around a corner and just let it go do whatever. But then I realized that it's like realistically speaking, you could technically just craft the daggers themselves. Because like it's because again it has so many modifiers, right? Like you literally would just need a dagger that has like +1 fire, +1 cold, +1 spell. Like you got that on like a dagger and you now have a cold iron point without getting a cold iron point. And then you can get the other like modifiers on it. That'd be good. Like so that's why I went like the dagger crafting route. Because at least like because like all the builds I saw for it, well at least the ones for Chieftain, there was a couple like there's been a couple different builds for the tornado that I've seen. I've seen some do Inquisitor, which that one's no brainer. You make a crit, ignores resistances. I've seen people do Elementalist with it for Ignite. But for Chieftain, I think the only builds I've seen is like they went Cold Iron and then they went to Annihilating Light. But I don't like using Annihilating Light personally. Like it's a lot of damage, but you lose a lot of other resistances too. And I just feel like it'd probably be better just to run like double like rune daggers that have like a bunch of plus gem level, and then get some useful other rolls on it, and then probably do do like the change quality so that it gives you more elemental damage or something. I got power charge scale too. Yeah. I was thinking about that, like grabbing like power. Like there's a lot of useful things in the on the crafting side of it. That's why like I was just like I don't really think it's worth following that side of things. It's because like the weird part though is that like so because like here's the weird part with it is that technically it's a physical conversion transfigured gem. Like if you actually read it, like it takes physical damage and then it converts it into fire, lightning, cold. And then I just have lightning and cold blocked with combat focus so that it's only fire. So that's why I'm like kind of at a bit of a confusion on what to do because the more I get like increased fire stuff, the more damage it deals. Like I have a decent amount of increased fire damage, increased, burning, damage over fire damage over time stuff for ignites and stuff like that, which felt really good. But for gear wise, I'm like, do I just go for more physical damage stuff or like what? A little confusing. It's mostly just because I just don't do spellcaster builds. All right, we're gonna clear everything else that I haven't bought one of, and then we're gonna go. Oh, so she did get hers today. I figured that she would. Banner rolled. Look at the new characters. Yeah, I could tell that she was due for her SSR version. All right, so what's Kalulu look like? The earth damage to foe, giant effect to Kalulu, and cooldown for Tally Ho style and Golly cute. Oh shit, two of them. Damn. Boost to earth allies attacking snowspell, supplemental skill damage. The crest. 5 hit damage to all foes. Hit to attack and defense consumes 40% of caster's max HP to end cooldown. When 5 crests are granted, activates twice. Start boosted defense. If this gave Undying effect, it'd be better. instead of like sharp boosted defense. Unless it's like, because it might be worth, who knows. Deal triple attacks, activate tally hostile at end of turn. Elemental skill damage based on the number takes effect even when it's. Yeah, so basically it's click this twice, click this, and then she just triples attacks until she dies. Pretty decent burst character for Earth, I feel. She'd pair well with Uriel. What does this one do? Massive dark damage to foe, extend dark allies height by 1 turn. 1 turn cut to close, skill cooldown. Boost to dark allies multi-attack, boost hype, uplift effect, additional effect when the orb is consumed. Amplify normal. Starts with 3, I'm assuming. Yeah. Charge attack activates twice. I'm assuming she gets it. Oh. No, that's what she is. So she starts with 3. Oh, that's kind of cheeky. She starts with 3 stacks. You can consume one here, consume one here. And then you won't consume another one because it doesn't say it consumes. It just says as long as she has at least 1, she deals multi attacks. So basically, you have to wait, like, you have to get her to Ogi, cut these down, and then you can use this to then swap in. And then the unit gets all of these buffs that she swaps in. So basically, like a bit more like a Ray, but with more steps. Not the worst. I don't think she'll. I don't know. She might see some use, and I don't know about how much because it would take a couple turns to really be useful. Let's see. I think I have like I have what? I know I have one from this Dropbox. I don't know. I have another one. Oh yes. Red bro. Alright, see if we got anything good out of these. Probably not, but we can prage. Prage. Bro, Siren? Really? Could at least give me a gold moon, bro. Prage. Oh, not like the best, but I'm thinking I don't actually have one of him yet. I think he's the only one from that line of summons I don't own. So we'll take it. Yeah, I mean, realistically speaking, like I do kind of know how to like scale it. Like technically, it would be strength stacking because I take the sorry, Whiplash is back to the Path of Exile conversation, where it's just I have the node right where strength applies to spell damage. So basically, if I strength stacked, I can make it deal a lot of damage, but that's stat stacking is extremely expensive. So I don't know if I want to go that route. I don't know. It was really fun build though. I'm pretty sure it could definitely go like farther along because it was really fun to just like throw the tornadoes out and just watch them blow everything up. Fire tornadoes go burr. All right, I'm looking for. Oh, I guess I don't need like. You make sure this is gonna be the maiden voyage of the full limit break gun. You know, for some weird reason, I thought I had my Ultima Sword cat like key set to set to what you call it? That's a skill damage. Dark and Fire Magna 3. That like honestly, I'm hyped and concerned. I'm kind of scared what's gonna happen if I, because like I am a very casual free to play player whose like main element is like fire. Like the only reason I don't have every single fire grand right now is because Zeta released when I wasn't like really playing. Like when I was taking a break from the game. I miss echoes. But I have literally all the other ones. And I have two crimson scales that are just like full limit breaked in my grid. With a Lord of Flame. Missing Percy. Yeah, I think I got Percy. I don't remember I got Percy when he was like when he came out or something. No, I think I got him on like the banner after. I don't remember when I got Percy now that I think about it. I had him for a while though. But yeah, for grands, I think like I'm missing a decent number of like the good ones, the more recent ones, because I've been pulling a lot on the Ledge Fest banners and not the Flash Collab banners. So like I'm missing like Cosmo, Gabriel, Europa, stuff like that. But like Fire, the only character I'm missing. Which I plan on sparking on a Flash Gala on Halloween. And probably sparking Zeta then. Unless there's like a really good Fire Halloween unit that gets released this year. He's sad. He's like, I just buff myself. So I was like, fuck you. No buff for you. You really want Sandy? I was blessed with this bum on my spark for the anniversary. I sparked for Poseidon. I got him, and I think there was one more. I was hoping for Poseidon and Vikala and him. I think like the three like limited characters I wanted. And then I got him and Poseidon, but I didn't get Vikala. Vikala's like the only Zodiac I'm missing. Dark Dragon and Horus. Good picks, good picks. Oh, I was really lucky. I sparked for Uriel, and when I sparked for Uriel, I got the dragon. And then I got Horus from free rolls, Beanie from free rolls. And then I have a friend who they are a Dark Lord, who I think they're still asleep. Uh who basically was just like, I was like, man, I don't know if I should get Summer Magus because I have a Sierra pick ticket. And she's like, do it. I was like, all right, say less. That's boss. And so I got Summer Magus with my pick ticket because I'm more of a collector for characters than I am like someone who just wants to do stuff. A few times with free rolls, nice. She's really good. Honestly, I had a little bit at one point where I was like, man, maybe I shouldn't have used it on that. And then I saw how like I was just beating things up, and I was like, never mind. That shit was worth every penny. 10.5, goodness. I think mine's at like 6.8 or something like that. 6.5. My grid. Yeah, no, she just deals a lot of damage. Like a ridiculous amount for like no fucking reason. Like, I don't know why her skill 1 deals that much damage. She's just dropping, like, it was like, here you got a dispel, free nuke, easy clap. No! Oh my god, I hate when that happens. Fuck. That's like the worst character for that to happen on. when you like click the skill and you see it get like clicked and it doesn't actually get registered by the game. That's literally one of the worst characters for that to happen on. Because now instead of having a team wide buff, she just buffs herself. I'm not crying. Tears. Beating this up. But I'm definitely looking forward to. I am curious. I need to start like talking like well not only early not two people. I need to start taking bets to see like so they were both guns for Tiamat and Chev Aura. I'm curious if everything's just gonna be guns for the Magna XO. I mean, I personally would rather get access for both fire and dark for personal reasons. Stares at my pain and suffering and my crimson skills. Yeah, if I could get more Magna weapons to just synergize with that, that'd be great. That'd be great. Give a different weapon. Hopefully. I'd honestly like well, as long as they're not swords, I don't care. Honestly. Or staffs. Sword or staffs. They can be anything else. But those two weapons. They could be daggers. They could be spears. They could be bows. They could be whatever the fuck they want. Just don't be swords. Don't be spears. Or don't be staffs. All I ask. Fires had too many fucking swords. We've been stuck on ancient twigs for 30 years. We had to do Colossus staffs before that. I mean, Colossus staffs made a comeback with the stupid Atome staffs. There's like a bunch of grids now where if it's like for burst, it's just like 2 Atome sticks, 2 Shiva sticks, 2 Colo sticks, and I'm like, can we not? Can we just let those things die? Just saying. They could be melees. Like, I'm just saying, just be anything but swords and staffs. That's it. I don't care what they make it. The only, like, to be honest, I have like 2 major concerns. And for Dark, it's not really that big of a concern because there already exists a Magna Bloodshed weapon for Dark, which is the Revan weapon. But I am concerned that Fire might end up going back to Enmity a little bit. Because if they give Fire Bloodshed weapons, Wellness Fists exist. And Spartan exists. Which means I'm gonna have to farm Wellness Fists. Which to be fair, I'm off by 1 for full limit breaking a fist. And I mean Spartan was like on the list anyway, but you know, I was hoping to do that later. So I was hoping to like ultimate mastery my Kengo next, and then ultimate mastery my Spartan, and then my monk after that. Because I just play this game too casually to be doing all that like 2 back to back. Because I also need to like, you know, finish 5-starring all my fucking Opus weapons because I've been a lazy bum. I've had my Opuses since the day they basically came out. I've had them for a long time. Long time. I haven't. I only started 5 starring them this year. I'm not ashamed. I've already been judged. Your stares mean nothing to me. To be fair though, like I've been putting in work. Started playing again during Anime. Yeah, I have these things where I go on like really long breaks from Grand Blue. To be fair, that was before I started streaming it. Regularly streaming Grand Blue Fantasy was kind of like a this year thing. But I've discovered that it's a pretty nice little like game to play to wrap up my day or my night stream. Played 2018 or 2019. Oh wow, pretty decent break. Yeah, I've played. Like I think I started playing around like end of 2016, start of 2017. I never remember the exact date. All I know is that when I first started playing, or it might have been slightly earlier than that. I don't know. When I first started playing, the game didn't have an English option yet. Like you had to go to the forums. Like there was a forum that everybody would go to that people would like screenshot the page and then translate it so that people would like be able to play the game if you didn't read Japanese. But then like I think like a couple months after I played is when they did the English translation, so we didn't need it anymore. And then I played like on and off like at the beginning of that. And then I started playing really hardcore, I think like a year after. And then I started having these spit stints where I'll like play like a shit ton of Grand Blue for like 2 or 3 months and then just not touch it for like 2 or 3 months and then just keep going back and forth. But I think like last year I went in super low maintenance mode. I would do like my skips once they added those, and then I would do the 5 clears for the event or whatever event was active, and then I wouldn't play anything else. I wouldn't do anything else at all. I missed out a lot of stuff, even stuff that was like really easy to get done. And then I missed out on like most of the EXO, you know, like events, which that actually kind of hurt because a lot of those weapons are really good. Starting late 2016, I think that's around the same time I did. Because I'm pretty sure like this year was 10 years, and I think they did the English translation into like the third year anniversary, which I think was 2017. It's been so long, I don't remember. Right after English came out. Yeah, I think that has to be pretty close to around me because I started playing like just before they did the English translation. I didn't do 10 of these. I might as well get in there. The 10 should be pretty easy to get done. If I can just slide it before these dies, just just untap, carry on with life. If I have to, I'll go in and actually like fight. But yeah, I took it pretty like I think I stopped playing like for most, and by playing I mean like actually like progressing stuff like most of last year. And then like beginning of this year, like I had a lot of mats saved up though. Like I went from having no draconic weapons, no 5-star opus weapons. I think I only had like 2 evokers at the beginning of no 3 because I had Kame already. I had like 3 evokers at the beginning of this year, and then now I have 2 5-star draconic weapons. I think I have 2 5-star opus weapons. I got another 2. Yeah, another 2 evokers. Technically, I can get the third one. It's just I am weird and I do not care for Alanan, and I'm trying to get Geisenberger because he's cool. To be fair, I should actually go for Nier, which is actually who I might just pivot towards. Because I'd like to get Geisenberger for the memes, but I don't even know where I would fit him in to my team, to my light team. Like, I have way too many light units that are like worth using. So I'll probably end up going for Nier just because she's really good. And then I need to farm for another Evilite to get anything else after that because I've already gotten all the Evilites like in the shop. That's gonna be kind of painful. But luckily, it also drops from the same boss that drops the Militus Harp, which is what I would like for my, the extra goods for the Revan raids and stuff like that. Oh, that'd be nice. It's just that like there's so much stuff that I need to farm right now that I just can't afford to do Arcam. Like if I was gonna farm, like if I had wanted to spend enough time in a day to do everything that I actually wanted to get done in this game, I basically would just have to. My day stream would have to be Grand Blue Fantasy, and my night stream would have to be Grand Blue Fantasy, and I just don't want to do that. Like I enjoy playing this game, but if I play that much, I'm just gonna burn myself out again. Stop playing. I'm surprised that there's 6 people in here. It's not. Because usually with like 6 people, they're dead. Oh, here comes the soldier burst. Wait, fire. Just main handing the beast gun? The rise of the beast gun? Because I know like Alanan set up. Uh, 5. 5. Oh god. You guys are strong gotcha players. Don't need this little bear. To be honest, I should probably just host mine, but I don't feel like it. I'm too lazy. Like I need more Baja horns. Like I would like to. My plan is that so my goal for before the end of this year is to get all the dark opus weapons 5-starred. That's my that is my plan for Grand Blue before the end of this year. Which, to be fair, I think I'm like halfway done starting next month because I need the Astaroth anima. Because I'm too lazy to fucking do co-op. No, just the Magna ones. Just the Magna ones. No, all 12 of them, I'd lose my mind. But no, the Magna ones, because I also want to get at least like half of, if not all of the Draconic weapons also done. Fuck, that was too slow. Because that's my bare minimum goal at the moment is to get all the Magna Opus ones done. I'd also like to get my last Evoker. Depending on what I feel like doing, I might try to get Frau uncap done, but I kind of want to just get Siete's uncap done since I'm like way closer to that. Way closer being pretty relative, honestly. Pretty sure we're done with this now. Going to bed? Alright, have a good rest. Thanks for stopping by. Hope the rest of your week goes well. Hopefully your Magna 3 grinds are successful. I'm gonna be no lifing the crap out of the Colossus one. Fire Lord. Prize. Alright, so now I need to do 10 of the. Okay, no, that's just an airplane. Sometimes the airplanes that fly over sound like a rainstorm. I looked at them. Uh, Blues looks pretty good for like a burst earth character. Probably seems like a Ray with just more steps. Because Cthulhu is very like it's very straightforward. You just hit one, hit her two twice, hit her three, click, attack, go burr. To be fair, like for standard characters, Earth has been eating good these last couple goes. Between Earth, Olivia, and now Kalulu, like there's some pretty good characters in there. There, I can at least say it helped. But I looked at them earlier when I saw the thing like rotated. No, so yeah, no, that's dead. Bringing it. A little surprised no new grand character though. Alright, I'm not gonna be able to do anything. It's already dead. I didn't look at their weapons though. Oh shit. Alright, my bad, bro. I was just trying to, a little damage. I didn't know if you were knocked out or not. You got that. Thought you were dog. But yeah, Kalulu definitely seems really solid though. Like Chloe, I think like in a different element would have been a pretty solid character, but in Dark, like I just don't see her getting much use outside of maybe like really long fights because it's like he has 3 Adorb stacks. You can only get rid of 2 of them, like like round one, like turn one, because I didn't say anything about her consuming it when she autos or Ogies. So I'm assuming that she doesn't consume it. So that means that she's only really going to uh you'd have to wait like probably like I guess depending on how much you can get her to Ogi, probably 3 or 4 turns because her Ogi only cuts 1 turn off over cooldowns, and they have a 9 turn cooldown for the top 2. But once you get that like that third skill turned on for something like really good, it's gonna be kind of spicy. But generally, if you're in a setup for that, it's just like I just don't see it being better than Ray. Type extending for Vikala, but I just don't know if that's like enough to give her a spot though. In like an element like Dark. You have to remember, this is Dark we're talking about. So it's just like that's just my thing. Is like I just find it a little hard to see her getting used, even of the color setups for that. I think we're done with this. Yeah. So now we do Arc Rapture. Oh, this should have enough HP, yeah. Yeah. I wasn't sweating. I wasn't sweating as I remembered like running in that it was it had a fucking barrier for entry. Or rather, this is not the fucking team that I need to have in here though. This team is not gonna have a fun time. I'm groveling him. Pretty sure he doesn't resist grovels. Get grovels, fucker. Yeah. I'm here just to mooch though. Like, in all honesty. I'm so scared to hit that button. I think he's just gonna murder my team. I have like no HP. But I've been here with the wrong like setup. Oh no, I resist. And she whiffed. I'm too scared to push that button. We're just gonna pretend that we weren't here. Wait, before I do this, what? Where is my dark faucet? Is it in here? No. At least that's not the one. That's definitely not the one I used. Shit, where did I put that? Did I like re-scramble that or something else? I think I wasn't planning on doing like hard anytime soon, so I like re-scrambled that. Oh, this is my scuffed ass fucking this. Yeah, I forgot I was gonna try this. Not a good idea. It's definitely a lot weaker than. But it's not. It actually isn't that much weaker than my grid, my like Magna grid right now. But it's gonna be a lot weaker once. Like, I think I just go with Kengo then. Kengo double Colossus. Just put like an actual person here. Or to the back line. Percy. Percy. Oh, he's in there. The one thing that sucks though about this is that I have to run it. Like basically my two like back slots for fire are like two slots for fire are basically so cold because they stack. I kind of wish those didn't stack. Yeah, we'll just take Kenga in there with double Colossus. I don't like being in here when it's like full HP because I'm basically useless. I don't actually know what it's supposed to do. Like in all honesty, because like it reads like it's supposed to do one thing, but like you're saying, I don't feel like it does what it's supposed to do. Yeah, at normal attack or use special attacks excludes special actions. So it doesn't stop triggers and omens, but it's supposed to stop everything else, from what I understand. Mm-hmm. But yeah, but I have no idea. Like half the times it doesn't feel like it actually works. Like honestly. Enough playing damage for that. This is why I'm scared of pushing go. I don't know Dark Pods fight enough to know when my character is gonna die or not. Oh, that explains a lot. Stress. Yeah, can't normal attack or use special attacks, but I guess we'll try it. Alright, none of us. Oh, there's two light people. I don't like coming in here when it's like still full, like full HP. Like I don't know this fight enough. And yeah, there's a. Oh, this guy's already died. That's not good. Oh shit! Because we don't have any like phalanxes either. And one guy already retreated. Or at least just don't want my whole front line to die and just take like forced like stack. Okay, there goes another guy. I don't particularly see this getting cleared. Cause like I'm doing no damage because like he's got the stupid elemental shield up. Kind of sucks. Also, he deals so much fucking damage. And we're not. I understand we're not in there, and I need to not take my like fire grid in there. I was trying to get the fire grid in there so I can get the other one right. I might do this later. I might do it off stream, like later at night when it's a little when those are getting bursted down a little bit harder. Because when the JP bros are awake, those things, whoo, sheesh, they get fucked up. So we'll do the regular one. No, it dispelled the buff. Get the fuck out of here. Why is this not fucking undispellable? God, bro, Wellness came out so late that shit, bro. I hate that. I hate that. They do that shit on fucking purpose. There's no way you can tell me that a character like Wellness, there's no way that they didn't go, should we make this triple attack fucking thing like undispellable? And they didn't just decide to just make it like do whatever they wanted to do. Like, there's no way. You can't convince me that they didn't. Cause like it makes no sense by the time he came out that they don't know that's a problem. Like they've been like, what is it? They've been making buffs that were undispellable for so many characters, like leading up to his release. And then they made his fucking triple attack, the thing that lets him only do more than one attack, like a dispellable debuff, like a dispellable buff. And it's like, are you shitting me, bro? Like that's so annoying. That's so annoying. Like, why would you do that? You're just trolling. Come on. Like, it actually annoys me that that triple attack thing is like dispellable. Because it's so dumb. Like, his whole thing is that. Oh shit, is one of the other ones? All right, I joined two of the things. Wait, does he have the cap thing again? Oh, sheesh. Let's go. You're welcome. On duty, baby. Don't worry. I'll be here definitely not a week. Nice. I like not being useless. Can I save this one too? This within my capabilities? 10%? Probably not. Especially like, I can't do anything about gopher wood. I can at least dish out some damage. Before my team dies. Oh shit, apparently that was enough to help. Whatever. Alright. We were helpful. That's all that matters. Not once, but twice. We take that. The W. Oh no, it is rain. I thought that was rain. I wasn't going crazy. It's just sometimes the planes sound like rain. Fuck. I wonder I have a headache. Well, it's not really a full blown headache. It's like it's more like a dull ache going on right now. But still, not happy. No, I just got here, bro. Brother man. Stop. Continue. Sometimes it like flips my thing with like me not knowing. No, no, I know. I know how it works. It's just like, yeah, it kills per race. That's what I was saying. Like, I'm not gonna survive Gopherwood because I have multiple. Like in that one specifically, I had multiple primals and multiple humans. Well, multiple humans. Did I have multiple primals? But no, I'm saying it would do it. It would kill. It would kill Wildness because I'm saying it kills the second character. It does like the check one at a time. So it'd be like Percy, human, Wildness, human, dead. Michael, uh, and then just keeps going into your backline. But Percy actually would have survived. I wonder if you can grovel it. Probably not, but it'd be funny if you could. Just grovel gopher. Just be like, I see your insta kill maneuver, and I raise you a grovel at my feet, good sir. No, you're kidding me. The time it takes for that to load is enough for them to finish bursting him. That's so troll. That makes me sad. He's dead. I'm in tears. In actual shambles. Unleash the beast. I forgot to check how many more of those I need. I think after this one, I'm gonna go do my Chev auras because I'm feeling it. By feeling it, I mean like I just want to go lay down and pass out because my head hurts. So, yeah. So we're gonna do Chev because that's probably gonna take us the last like hour or the last like 30 minutes or so, depending on if we get people to show up. I just want to get these golden week ones done because I want to get that eternity sand like ASAP. Once I get that eternity sand, I mean, I'm pretty sure I'll still have to farm a bunch of the anima for it. But I'm gonna work on transcending the Chev summon like all the way. Oh shit, no, it's from 230. What the fuck? Never mind. I honestly didn't think I had gotten it to this high. What? When the fuck did I do this? I'm so confused. Did I do this like in my sleep? Did I like sleep Grand Blue at some point? Like, dog. I could have sworn I only did it to like the first level. I got the damage. And then apparently out here I took it to 3 and used an Eternity Sense. Which then means like, I mean, I still want to get it, but it's still uh I need 19. Yeah, I don't have enough. If I trade all of these, I'm still 4 short. That's fine, because I do plan on grinding it. At the very least, I'll do it Wednesday. Like Wednesday night stream is gonna be just doing the backup requests. As many Chev ones as we can get done. So that way I can get the so I can get hopefully 2 more guns. Oh shit, I only need 1 more for this. Never mind, hold up. Let me slide on back over there. Let me just slide on in one. I don't need that one. That one's already dead. Just grab one of these, slide on Red Rover, let this bear right on over. Let's go. Sliding in, just be like, excuse me. You have time to talk about our Lord and Savior Colossus. He's big, he's chunky. He's the best thing since sliced bread, because with his dimension cleave, he slices you a slice of bread and toasts it at the same time. If there's any bread left. Kind of debatable, but it's okay. You know, that's a problem for future you. All right. So that's the last one there. Now we go to our Chev. I thought I still needed like 2 or 3 more, so I was like, I'll just finish those like later. And then like, I'd look over, it's like 9 out of 10. I was like, hold up, wait a minute. Let me put a Colossus in it. I wonder, like, they have to be. When do we get to May Korea go? Like the one that tells us like all the little things they plan to do in May for like events and stuff. Like that has to be soon, though. Colossus and Celeste. Yeah, I I'm kind of concerned that Colossus is gonna be Ogi somehow. I hope not, but I have a feeling that it's his might be like Ogi based. Like whether it'll be damage or like how many do it, that'll be kind of up. But I have no idea because like the Ennead raids, you know, a lot of us were pretty curious because it was like Osiris was you know applying debuffs, right? And for light, and we are like, oh shit, that's pretty weird. And then like all the other Ennead raids were deal this amount of damage, deal this much damage, deal this much damage. I think Tefnut has like 5 debuffs on one of hers. Like they got real lazy with it. And like right now it's like, you know, you have deal X amount of You have dispels, and then you have deal X amount of like skill damage hits, which to be fair, fire has plenty of that. And it's like, you know, it's plenty of the multi-hitting like stuff, and then dark has plenty of like the dispel stuff. So that's why I'm mildly concerned, because like what do you have for like what is water good at? OGing a lot. What is what is what's light good at? OGing a lot. Granted, that's been a bit more recent development, but so like yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do, but I am concerned that it's going to be kind of not fun. But this is definitely a case where I'm going to expect the worst and hope for the best. Because like aside from that, because like the problem is that like they kind of pigeonholed themselves, because since they didn't make it version 2 raids, they couldn't tie it to omens. Bonito memes. The only reason I think it might be Ogi is just because both the harps and the katanas are Ogi based for water, magna. Like, and a lot of their characters. I mean, the only other thing I could think of is it might be, at least for Colossus, it might like revolve around his dimension cleave mechanic. But again, without being version 2, I don't know how they would like do that. Like, I'm still kind of surprised they didn't make this version 2. Like, the conditional thing is cool. Like, don't get me wrong, but dimensional cleave every time, bro. Fucking, oh my goodness. Bro, I'm ready for Colossus to dimensional cleave my team so hard they just turn into a different fucking element. Like, I'm ready. I'm ready to go in there with a water team and walk out with like a light team just from getting dimensional cleave so fucking hard. Right, here comes the slow slog part because nobody's gonna join. So we're gonna have to do it the old fashioned way because I use Summer Magus because I'm addicted to the damage he deals. Like realistically speaking, I should be doing this with Halmal. Like this fight. But like alright, so it's kind of weird, right? Because like Halmal is really good for this specific part where they've got so many buffs to like chew through. But technically, if Chev didn't have this, Summer Magus is better. Because since Summer Magus has the Dispel combined with Relic Buster, she tends to you know, I have it down to 5 out of 5, right? Or 6 and 4 now. Like and that just comes between Relic Buster's like burst cell plus her like passive stuff. Like when it lines up, it just knocks off another stack. But like long term, technically for soloing, outside of this specific instance with the all the buffs and shit that Dev gives herself that like caps how much damage you deal, technically Summer Magus is the better unit because she whittles down the conditional stacks on a much more consistent basis. Yeah, 6.8. But even then, Hummel is like a pretty good backline because usually she comes in like after this trigger, which is good because I can do the special attack down debuff. But yeah, it's just one of those weird cases where out of this, for this one specific part of the fight, Hummel is like so good to have. But then after that, just Summer Magus is like way better. Deals more damage. Consistently helps like lower the stacks over the entirety of the fight. Like can't even compare. I'm not gonna lie, I regret nothing. I really don't. Escadoncho talked me into it. I still did it, and honestly, I think it was a. I think Summer Magus is definitely worth this year pick tag, especially considering that with this year's anniversary ticket, I was able to get the double agonize. So definitely worth. Definitely worth. I'm so glad that like after after turn damage doesn't just automatically trigger triggers because that would suck. On the flip side, it also kind of sucks that you can't use it to like deal with omens. So two sides to every coin. Can't. Where the other one did I? Actually, you know what I'm concerned about? I'm concerned that they're gonna give Colossus the the Mugen conditionals, right? How Mugen has it where you have to deal like X amount of damage, or and then hit like X amount of times or some shit. Like he doesn't have like actual like visible omens, but he technically has omens that are just active at all fucking times. Fuck that fight, dude. I've been trying to. I have a grid that's like fully built, like paladin grid, like what they say to have to use for like, you know, for the Mugen fight, and I can't because like everybody else in there's grid is so strong that they like don't give a shit about reducing the stacks. So I just like my team just gets annihilated going in there. Like I'm not gonna lie, the Revan fights are annoying as shit. Like I think Sietas is the only one that I've done where I'm like respectable. Like what I can do in it, quote unquote. Well, that's not true. Diaspora, I walk out with like 4 to 5 mil. As long as I don't fuck things up. I almost fumbled my host yesterday. Because I pushed the buttons in the wrong order. But, I'm definitely scared of Colossus. But I'm definitely probably just gonna spend like those first couple days just probably not doing anything but Colossus and Chev or Celeste. The problem is I'm pretty sure the Colossus fights are gonna go slower because a lot of people are gonna be doing the Celeste grind, considering the fact that next Guild Wars is Dark Guild Wars. So I'm just praying that the Colossus fight isn't as much of a pain in the ass as the Tiamat fight was. In the sense that, you know, having a specific ultimate mastery job makes it a lot easier. Lumberjack made like Tiamat like aura like so much easier, in all honesty. Like way easier than any of the other setups I had tried. Like I think the only one that would be easier would be Mana Diver with probably like Yugu Manatura or Lua Manatura for like the healing and the shielding to offset the damage you're taking every turn. But no, because actually even then, because you would still use Leviathan because you're using her for the conditions. I'll probably just pair her with Feeny, I guess. I don't know. Like it's just Lumberjack just felt really comfy because of the constant healing and damaging. Because like this beat that he has like following up his green there. Oh, that right there. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, this is just a medley of shit from like the early 2000s. Sugar, we're coming down, swinging. You know, it's a crime. I tried looking it up for the Osu stream. Nobody had mapped Disloyal Order of Water Buffaloes for Fall Out Boy, and I was in shambles, bro. That's like one of their best fucking songs of all time. I don't care what anybody says. Anybody who says otherwise is wrong. It's so good. It's like one of the dumbest names ever, but it's such a good song. Oh shit, we got bounty up to 8. Nice. I also need to find time to do relink. I was gonna do relink over the weekend, but like, I shit you not. It's not specifically Osu's fault because my right arm's been kind of like hurting, aching a little bit over the last like week. But like Osu killed my right arm so much, I literally didn't do anything for the rest of the day except like watch streams. Because it was just like my forearm was so dead. Like between my wrist and my forearm, like it was just so dead that I just could not do anything with them. And so then on Sunday, instead of playing Relink like I'd been planning to, I was doing PoE stuff, trying to get stuff caught up. So I think Friday. Oh wait, no, it can't be because Friday is basically all day just grinding. Because Friday's day stream, since I don't stream at night, is going to. I might stream at night on Friday, to be honest, since it's like the first or the second full day after Magna 3 drops for Fire and Dark. I might stream at night on Friday, just keep grinding. Because I'd like to try to get as many of those weapons and as much anima as I can ASAP to try to get Colossus like summon fully transcended, stuff like that. So tentative. There might be a stream Friday night. It'll probably just be chilling, grinding, just running a bunch of Colossus and Celeste. We'll probably do a little bit of dailies before, from the event and stuff. But I'll probably try to get that done before stream, depending on if anything comes up. Oh, wait, it wasn't 8, it was 6. I can't read. Now we're at 7. Never mind. That's why I was surprised when I thought it said 8. But yeah, so tentatively, probably doing a Friday night stream. Friday. Also a little tentative, nothing's confirmed on paper because we have to see how their schedule pans out, but potentially might have a collab for Dark Guild Wars, at least like one of the days. I don't know, I don't know how we'll do it, but a little tentative there, So it'd be pretty fun. I'd be pretty down. But that scheduling might be kind of weird because it might be like super early in the morning for me. Like I'm talking like it might be like 9:30 in the morning, maybe potentially. We'll have to see. Oh, now we got it to 8. Holy shit, we're winning. Well, you need to do more than 685,000 damage. Come on now, or honors. I'm gonna need you to pump some numbers. All right, the Dark Rapture. Nice. And we're done with that. Beautiful. Now we're at 65. And then we'll have another huge sweep of it done tomorrow with my pro skips for the impossible omegas. Yeah, I need to start at least like doing my 3-a-days for at least like for yeah, I need to start doing just my 3-a-days for all of the Magna 2 rates to get the skips unlocked. Fucking 100, bro. 100 clears of that. That's rough. Because I don't even want to sit there and do like 100 plus clears or just doing backups. Because it's kind of up in the air whether enough people are going to join for to clear it quickly or not. 35 hours, 24 hours from now is 9 hours of that is 9 in the morning. Oh, the game goes in maintenance at 9 in the morning on a second. That works out. Because I'll probably be playing Apex during the day stream anyway. Like, I was planning on. Oh, actually, no. I think we might start doing TFT this week to try to get Diamond. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so those are the tentative plans for this week. I do need to do relink, especially before the hype dies down and everybody gets all their characters and stuff. I want to at very least get uh the two Eternals and at least get their masteries built and stuff. And get Vasaraga like built. Since I have his Terminus weapon. And then turn around and get Lucilius done at some point. I might also get a call out for that. I don't know, that one's still kind of like in the air too. But we'll see. I don't think I want Chef double striking, so that's gonna be enough for me, dog. But yeah, so I need to start. Fuck, I don't know, man. I want to do TFT because I want to get Diamond again. But at the same point, I'm like, that last set just killed my drive to play that game. Granted, though, Xe was saying that like this one's definitely more competitive focused this set, even though this was be more for fun. I don't know what the lyrics are, but I'm kind of bumping to this beat though. Once again, I got this weird thing that once I get into a flow of doing like a fight, like even if it's going slow, I just get in a flow and I forget to do request backup. Especially because like in this one in particular, like I feel like until you're either here or like if you're over here, people don't join because they don't want to deal with the buffs. At least they don't want to run the risk of like joining a raid that has like a bunch of the buffs up this, because Grand Blue players have like no patience. I'm pretty sure there's probably something I could put in the tag like buffs cleared or whatever to get people to join, but I'm too lazy. The only fucking raid I will ever write anything in, because if I don't know, like absolutely like nobody joins, is Diaspora to say why, like Gamma 100. That's it. That's like the only raid I'll write anything for. Because I don't like, if I don't like either like shit. There was one time I didn't write it and like two Kengus like jumped in and I was like, well, shit. Yeah, plot twist. That raid didn't get cleared. I'm just confused why you would even like join a backup call with a Kengu for that fight. Like I could understand one, but two of them. Like you're telling me neither of them like expected the gamma stacks to be 100. Like that's a little. I don't know about that one, Chief. I don't know about that one, Chief. Never mind. I want to hear the sea shanty one. This one was actually really cool when I first heard it. I was like, oh yeah. You guys are watching, yes, this is a Nickelback song that they took and then sang it, turned it into a sea shanty song. In case anybody ever heard, like, in case anybody was listening, like, heard the lyrics and was like, man, this lyrics sound like slightly familiar, it's because it's a back song that they turned into a sea shanty. Wait, what did I tell you? Here or here? When it's here, people join. When it's here, people join. When it's in this, like, breakpoint, people don't join. Ooh, ooh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had a feeling you came in with the wrong element. Only came in here with a light grid into a light red on an element that I'm pretty sure doesn't have a character that does like damage element switch. But I think isn't Earth the only one that has a character like that? Like there's lots of like elements that have like damage switch from like what you receive, but I think Earth is the only one with someone like Earth Grand Sandalphon. It's so weird to have to like specify that. Uh for that basically apply like to the entire like to the enemy like debuff that makes them basically water. Cause like there's characters that give themselves superior element on like echoes and stuff, or just even superior element on their attacks. But I think I'm pretty sure like Earth Grand Sandalphon is like the only one that gives a debuff on the enemy that gives them like turns them into a water like a water element boss regardless of what they actually are. All right, but that's gonna be it for the night stream. Let's see. I'm gonna say hello. I think I say hi to this Yuki. Actually, no, let's say hi to Yuki because she's also playing a gacha game. Playing Star Rail. I was gonna say hi to Mikey, but he's playing Valo, and Valo's gross and not a gacha game. So we're gonna go say hi to Yuki. My brain knew what word it was, but wasn't spelling it correctly. But that's gonna be it for tonight. Tomorrow will be more Apex during the day, followed by probably more Gold Week missions to get done. See if we can at least get close. The fact that I forgot that I had like gotten my Chev summon to like 3, like Ascend Transcendence 3, like threw my math for a loop. So now I'm not actually that much in a rush to get the Eternity sound because I have like 2 weeks for it. So, thank you everybody for watching. I do appreciate it. It was early in the day if you have